these young people who serve our country on a part-time basis while maintaining their lives, including earning college scholarship benefits to pay for education and expenses while serving our country. We welcome you back to Gridiron Friday Night. We're in Florence, Arizona. We've got the Florence Gophers against the Coolidge Bears in rivalry like no other. It should be a great battle tonight, and we bring it to you each and every week. There's lots of other great games going on around the state of Arizona. We call it the Zach Attack. They've got shirts printed up for this now. He's got his own NIL for this. First and foremost, Zach, before we get into this, small town Arizona, Florence. Did you get a chance to see any of it as you pulled in here? Your thoughts and feelings about it?
Yeah, I'm from Chandler, so coming to a smaller town, it was pretty crazy, and it's great to see how this community is. And driving in, it's like, this is a football town, and it's time to get going.
Genuine people. You know, my wife grew up in Chandler when it was like this, when it was cotton fields all around this. Other games, though, we've got a great game here tonight. I'll ask you about it in a bit. But other great games going on throughout the state of Arizona, including one that's really only about 40 minutes north of us here.
Yeah, we've got a great matchup between Queen Creek and Liberty. Queen Creek being the number 3 team in the open rankings published by the AIA earlier this week. They are on a really long schedule here. Had a bye week early in week 3. They're facing Chandler next week. A win against Liberty would be really big for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and it's crazy. The rankings came out this week, and there was a couple of surprises. I'll ask you about that as we wrap up. But the fact that Queen Creek continues to do it with Sebastian Tomerlin, the quarterback, he's more of a read option type guy instead of Devin Brown, who was the drop back quarterback. But again, they've got a murderer's row of games going on here in the next couple of weeks. Also, you got a game going up in the Northwest Valley featuring 2 schools that are about maybe 10 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, you got the Cactus Cobras taking on the Greenway Demons, a 4-1 team going up against a 5-0 team. And Cactus coming off their first game. They
haven't been tested, though, have they?
They haven't been tested, but they have put up some big numbers. The last game they played last week against Desert Edge was the first time they didn't score 50 points in a game. This is a terrific offense. And again, Cactus being a 4A school in the mix of all this, it's pretty big for them to be number 4 in the open division
rankings. And that's what everybody's thinking. The Cactus, and Joe Ortiz, the coach there, saying, we want to be in the open, and we've proven that they belong there. What else is on your docket for tonight around the state of Arizona?
I've got the Highland Hawks taking on the Perry Pumas.
I love this game. I do, and you paint me a picture of it.
Yeah, a lot of down stuff for the Perry Pumas. It hasn't been the year for them, but they're going in against the 5-0 Highland Hawks, who are trying to make a statement themselves. So they're just outside the top 8 for the open playoffs, and they're looking to come back after running up in the 6A championship last season. So Perry could be the spoiler in that game, but the Highland Hawks, they have a tough schedule ahead of them too, taking on Basha, Hamilton, and Chandler coming up in the next 2 weeks.
I watched Basha last night, and they are for real. They beat a Mountain Point team that I thought was pretty good, and they are for real. Damon Williams is all that in a bag of chips, and Cole Martin, I mean, that's the number one thing they're saying, don't kick to Cole Martin. Mountain Point kicked to him, and he took it back 98 yards for a touchdown. But having said that with Basha and having said that with Highland, Brock Farrell, the job he's done there, probably one of the most underrated coaches. Each and every year he continues to bring it. But as you mentioned, Perry is, Coach Jones there, Preston Jones. They're a team that I don't know what to expect. They could be the upset team, come in and knock off a Highland team as we continue on here. What else have you got there you want to throw at me? I see Saguaro taking a break from Arizona scheduling, Sierra Canyon, an opportunity for them to flex their muscles on a national stage.
Yeah, and Saguaro, it's been a really weird season for them. They haven't played up to the expectations that Jason Mons and his team always have every single season. But they've played some great teams. Again, Chaparral, they're playing Brophy this week. A great team that came up with a great win. And they proved against South Point Catholic, had a big win against them down in Tucson. But the SaberCats really need a win tonight to try to turn the season back around.
Got Red Mountain and Desert Ridge, a couple of teams that are out there in the Far East Valley. Castile and Williamsfield, Steve Campbell always going to bring it. Castile, it's an opportunity for them to flex again, but it's going to be interesting to see. This game here tonight, 2 teams that are 3-4, 2 legendary coaches, as we pointed out, and Bill McCain and Roger Shanks, given the opportunity. A small town rivalry football. What's your thoughts and feelings about what happens tonight?
It's a tough game to try to predict. I mean, last time these two met, it was a 47-43 victory for the Bears. On the road, it's going to be a little bit tough. Florence definitely on the hot streak, winning their last 3 of 4, but there's a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, especially in the run game, and it'll be interesting to see. We might have another barn burner.
Well, we had our first rankings released this week, the Open Division. Couple of surprises in there. It's early for all those crying, all those Karens saying, why aren't we in there or why are we in there? It's going to be interesting as we continue on watching the Open Division, who's in, who's out. Great stuff, Zach. I appreciate it each and every week. Zach Larson, at Zach Larson on the old Twitter
Zach
thing.
M. Larson,
yeah,
yes.
there you go. Great stuff. For all the people who make this show go, including our great camera work tonight, Talia Messi, tremendous job. Seth Polanski, I'm Kevin McCabe. It's next. We've got your rivalry game from Southeast Arizona. Florence, the Gophers, taking on the Coolidge Bears, both teams 3 and 4. Who's going in the next direction? It's coming up next on AZ Preps 365. Again, I'm Kevin McCabe. We'll catch you next week with Gridiron Friday Night presented by the Arizona Army National Guard.